Alright, guys, I'm back with another chapter in Psalms. We're in Psalms chapter 93, where the theme reads, God's unchanging and almighty nature. His creation reminds us of his great power. I'm going to let you guys know that this is an extremely short chapter, only about 5 verses, but I'm still going to get right into it. Here we go. The Lord is king. He is robed in majesty. Indeed, the Lord is robed in majesty and armed with strength. The world stands firm and cannot be shaken. Your throne, O Lord, has stood from time immemorial. I'm going to try that again. I was not prepared for that word. We're just on verse 2. Your throne, O Lord, has stood from time immemorial. You yourself are from the everlasting past. The floods have risen up, O Lord. The floods have roared like thunder. The floods have lifted their pounding waves. But mightier than the violent raging of the seas, mightier than the breakers on the shore, the Lord above is mightier than these. Your royal laws cannot be changed. Your reign, O Lord, is holy forever and ever. So, one thing that I just take away from this, I can't even begin to fathom God's power. And the reason why I'm so aware of my inability to fathom it is because of the things that I may neglect or forget or may not even adhere to as far as giving thanks to Him for it. And on that list is so many things. I take for granted my health. I take for granted my financial circumstances. I take for granted friendships, and so many things, grace that I have with people, favor, because so much of it is reliant of things and variables outside of myself that it must be God's intention for me. When it comes, for so long I thought that my strength and my abilities lay, I don't want to say completely outside God's influence, which is clearly the case. It's not outside God's influence, but like thinking that I had more influence on it than I actually did. The motivation to get up in the morning to go to work, the caring for my kids, the everything, the simple taking in of a breath is all God's will for my life. And if it wasn't, it wouldn't happen. And not fully understanding the magnitude of that is very humbling when you start to realize that. You realize, man, everything that I had, that especially if it was rooted in pride, is so misplaced that you could not be farther from the truth. Everything that you think is awesome about you is just simply a gift that was already created and molded from someone much greater. In fact, you probably haven't even tapped into the greatest aspects of it. And so the pride that you take in yourself, while I think that in some ways, sometimes it can come from a good place, wanting to do good and wanting to do great and grow in leadership and capacity to serve and become better at something. Those are all good things to want, depending on what that something may be. But knowing that what God instilled in you is so much greater than you can even fathom. And you could look at the greats in every aspect. The Michael Jordans of basketball, the Tiger Woods of golf, the whatever you can think of. A lot of times that's just the tip of the iceberg that God has in store for us. And so that's super humbling. That's super humbling to think about, to think that everything that I thought that I was taking for myself was already a gift and could be gone in a moment's notice. And so just seeing these 5 simple verses of how, the floods have roared like thunder, how He is forever, everlasting, mentioning strength, mentioning how the world stands firm and cannot be shaken. Trust and believe, however good or great you think you are, you can be shaken to your core, and especially without God. And so it just keeps me humble. It lets me know that anything that I've ever obtained or achieved is insignificant, especially without Him. If I think that I obtained it without Him, I'm a fool. And so I'm going to continue to give thanks. I'm going to continue to love, continue to serve, and grow to the best of my ability, knowing that the only way to do that is through service and love of God. And so, have a good night. God bless. I love you. Jesus loves you. I'm going to read chapter 94 tomorrow in Psalms, where the theme reads, God will keep His people from the severe punishment awaiting the wicked. Since God is holy and just, we can be certain that the wicked will not prevail. And on that note, have a good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.